Oh, this guy's new. Let me run out when I'm used to my cooldown. I'm always glad to have a new rare killed. My mic isn't even set up. Okay. It says that my video output is poor for some reason. I gotta sell some of this junk.
On the night of the full moon, demonkind's stronghold is under siege by its worst nightmare. transplanted by alchemists. She battles against demons with her fearsome whip. Alfred, an alchemist seeking the Liber Logaeth texts. He battles demons with his mastery of alchemy. G-Bell, a young man who, like Miriam, has had crystals transplanted. He bears deep hatred for humans and alchemists alike. Will you form alliances or forge your own path? Life and death hang in the balance as the horrible night rages on. Bloodstained, Curse of the Moon. Available May 24th, 2018. Inti Creates.
Kind of wish I had the druid shapeshift thing now. I've been playing one lately, and it's kind of nice when I'm CC'd like this. I could just turn into a cat and turn back into a bear. And I'm good to go. That's a cool bow. What bow is that? It'd probably be a lot smaller if I tried on Draenei, but still gonna check it out. Doesn't say. Damn it. Vengeful Gladiator's Bow, something like that. I've been wanting to get a bow on my hunter, and she just has the artifact right now, and it's kind of meh on her. It doesn't really suit her. The Fuck is the boss? Oh, it's actually... Can I do this anyway? Fuck. So that's not activated until after the boss is dead. Yep. Hello. Alright, I can finally do this with my fishing pole. Nice. There goes that pet. Yeah, that's a pretty cool bow. I'm trying to go for like an Archer of the Lights look with my not even an archer, like a heavy bowman, and, like covered in light and crystals and all that cool stuff. Oh, the healer's dead. Alright, you Druid. You could have just sealed your way past it. At least he can turn into a cat. I'm being attacked by something. No, I'm not. Huh. Whatever. I'm gonna look out for him, see if there's anything I can help with. I helped with that at least. Kind of hate these spinny hammers. I use them because they're so damn useful that I can't not have them. But honestly, Shield of the Righteous, like, it seems like they just made Shield of the Righteous worse in order to fit these guys in. I think all the hammer stuff with Paladins is kind of silly. I like the fantasy of like a big, heavy, light-filled guy, but like the hammers are silly. It's so silly. It's possible, but uh, very difficult to prevent this guy from transforming like this. He's a lot more difficult once he does. Oh, not a lot more. He's 25% more difficult. So now we gotta go back. Yeah, let's do this. The fishing pole turns me into a fish, which, you know, is quite nice. Why does this healer keep on dying to trivial stuff? Oh, yeah, whatever. It's close enough for me. This game is so buggy. Still better than the alternatives, but not by enough. I can't do anything, I guess.
When I show you what I'm holding, some of you might see a simple cartoon. Some of you might see a complex piece of engineering. You'd both be right. Meet Genesis, the first CryptoKitty. She's not alone. All of a sudden, CryptoKitties are everywhere.
CryptoKitties.
CryptoKitties.
The viral blockchain-based game that sparked a global craze for virtual cats.
It's a picture of a cat, and apparently somebody bought one for $100,000.
You've probably heard of cryptocurrencies, but these are crypto collectibles. They're like digital Beanie Babies or baseball cards. It sounds silly, but CryptoKitties is testing a profound idea.
Yeah, my neck has been
Can
sore.
a good be rare?
So let's do 1, 2, 3.
Every 15 minutes, the company
Waiting on 2 more to get here, then we can go.
CryptoKitty that only one person can buy. And they'll do that until November 2018, when they're capping these Generation Zero kitties at 50,000. But there are already more CryptoKitties than that, because unlike baseball cards, you can breed them.
The game is that there are billions of different possible combinations of traits. And so you can decide which combination of traits is
No,
interesting
don't
to
pull
you.
him, don't
You
pull
can
him,
find a game
fucker.
that has that
That'll
combination
just
of
reset
traits,
him again.
or you can try and find a combination that no one's created before. And through our breeding mechanics, you can come up with new combinations of traits, or if you're lucky, even new traits entirely.
That's Lane LaFrance and Dieter Shirley. They both helped found
There we
CryptoKitties
go.
in November 2017.
It's trivial if you do it right. I mean, if it goes right. We didn't do anything wrong. I should do this. Give me my nice big
In just a
angel
few
wings.
months, a whole community of third-party sites and services formed around CryptoKitties.
You can do youngest first, cheapest first, see like $10. And as I mouse over, this is a plugin I found.
we are trying to find new ways to play with these kitties outside of the main game. So we're starting with contests.
There, that's everything.
Possibly one of my favorite kitties because
Now we can
it's
go.
so unbelievably ugly.
The traits that made Derpface the ugliest CryptoKitty, even though, I think he's adorable, are baked into his code. See, this is what Derpface and Genesis both really look like. The genes in their code define their physical appearance on 12 features based on a template by a human designer. They call those features
Cattributes are the visual elements of the cat.
cattributes. Like us, these cats can also carry traits in their code that only show up in their offspring. But the genetic algorithm that drives CryptoKitty reproduction, that's kept secret.
When the cats are breeding together, the secret sauce combines those elements to make with a certain element of, well, we can't really tell you much of anything about that, but they are combined.
And people spend a lot of money on the chance to get their dream cat. Price depends on the generation number and on what traits are in high demand.
I should stand there.
In other words, popular CryptoKitties earn high prices the way collectibles always have: scarcity. And what's so interesting about this is that digital scarcity is brand new.
Before the computers came along, if you had a thing, only you could have that thing, and no one else could have that thing unless you gave that thing to the other person, in which case you would no longer have it.
But that completely changes when goods become digital and accessible online.
Every time you give somebody data on the internet, it's a copy. I think the sort of reckoning we had in the 90s and early 2000s was, how do we live in a world where everything can be copied infinitely, and what's going to happen to the music industry, what's going to happen to the news and entertainment industries, and we've seen that all play out.
But CryptoKitties can be scarce because of the technology they're built on. They're using a blockchain. Specifically, the Ethereum blockchain.
Yay, heroism.
To buy them with
I'll run out
But
just
you might
as
also be
my
familiar
cooldown
with
comes
the
up.
original, Bitcoin. A
Whatever.
blockchain provides a
Means I'm more
decentralized
survivable and the
system
healer
for
focus on other
recording
things.
making fraud and piracy a lot harder.
And so the essence of blockchain is that we have,
Okay.
let's say, whether you want to call it a book or people usually refer to it as a ledger, and they would say, hey, Bob has this, Alice has that, and then everybody gets a copy of that book. And then if someone comes along and says, no, Alice doesn't have that, people can point to their own copy of the book and they can say, no, you're wrong. I see right here in the book, my copy, that Alice has this.
When a kitty is born and it's beautiful and I love it, there's something very special about knowing that it belongs to me and no one else and no one can take it.
But the truth is, it's not all yours. You own the code for that cat, but not the actual image.
So in the case of CryptoKitties, they have sections in their terms of service that say that they own all of the images, all of the graphic elements, and that they have the right to use them however they want, that you actually have no rights to use them in any way.
That's not so different from a baseball card.
If you have, say, a Topps baseball card, and it has a player's name on it, say Barry Bonds, and a picture of Barry Bonds on it, you own the physical object, but you don't own the
Guess I'm going to do some more time walking.
object doesn't give you the right to print up other cards, but it does give you the right to trade your card to someone else or to sell it to a collector.
But for CryptoKitties,
So if they decide they want to, say, change the artwork, or if they sell the company to someone who wants to pull all the artwork offline and use it only in their new CryptoKitties movie series, they could do that, and you'd be left just with this string of letters and numbers on the blockchain with no art attached to it at all.
Why is it taking so long?
The fundamental difference between real-world collectibles, where you have the object and they can't take it away from you, and a digital collectible.
We really, really, really wanted to put the art in the blockchain because our users, I think most of them conceptually know that what they own is sort of some numbers in a blockchain, but what you think you own, what you think of as your cat, is that picture of the cute little guy with the funny eyes. And unfortunately, the decentralized systems are just not mature enough to support art in a robust way.
Hey,
CryptoKitties
blorp.
are cute and complicated, and they show that we still have a ways to go until we can really keep a digital collectible like we can a baseball card. When I was doing research for this video, I became super interested in
It's taking way too long.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to another Battle for Azeroth beta video. Today we're going to be taking a look at the survival.
Can you just cue me in as healer, please?
It's one of the specs that's came along quite a lot, and yeah, it's actually worth showing you what it's like again, especially now that the talent tree and the realistic gameplay scenarios that you'll actually experience, they are a lot more solidified than when we first actually took a look at this. But to quickly get you up to speed, really this is throwing most of the Legion survival out the window. It's keeping some of the same fantasy, but it's very different. So to quickly run you through the basics of it, I'm first just going to select some more simple talents, and yeah, let's just run through. So we've got Serpent Sting, 20 focus. As you can see, it's a pretty short duration damage over time for your enemy. And by the way, I'm here in Darnassus because everywhere else is just really crowded. So of course, these target dummies are going to be taking way more damage than normal BFA mob levels. But yeah, you've got Serpent Sting. You want to keep that alive in the target. Then we've got Raptor Strike. It does 1600 damage and it costs 30 focus. We then have Wildfire Bomb, 40-yard range. And it does a bit of upfront damage, but more importantly, it does pretty high damage over time. And then we have Kill Command, which is a little bit different because you've probably noticed there, it doesn't actually do that much damage. It's actually here as a focus generator, and one of the main parts of its gameplay is that it has a 25% chance to immediately reset its cooldown. And really, those four are the core.
Jesus, come on.
You're getting into combat, you're maintaining your dots, you're burning through your focus on your Raptor Strikes, you're using your Kill Command.
Seriously? Queuing as a tank, a healer, and a DPS, and I can't get into a group?
That you're not going to be overcapping.
We just not have healers? Can I just go as a healer and find a tank instead? I'm completely fine with that. Yeah, I'd like to get this bonus here.
Of course, you do have some other cool things. So you're very maneuverable, right? You've got Disengage. We also have Harpoon.
Thank you.
So we're very good at getting around the place, and we have Aspect of the Eagle, which is different from when I last talked about it. So when I first covered this, Aspect of the Eagle was also a DPS buff. Well, now we have Coordinated Assault as our main DPS cooldown.
Oh, cool. I like this one.
Increasing all damage you both deal by 20%, and while Coordinated Assault is
hello,
at 27,
bye.
Kill Command's chance to reset is further increased by 25%, making it a total of 50. Now, Aspect of the Eagle is a 1.5 minute cooldown that just increases the range of your Raptor Strike to 40 yards. That means that you can execute your full DPS rotation while at range, and this is really useful.
Early WoW sucks.
The boss charges to the other end of the room, or a new pack of mob spawns. Basically, you use this as a downtime reduction tool. And I suppose you do that on top of things like Harpoon and Disengage. But as I said, it really is the talents where this gets cool, so let's just go to the talents. And at the first tier, well, I've actually really enjoyed Terms of Engagement when it comes to world content, because just your Harpoon does more damage, generates focus, and it resets when you kill an enemy, so you're hopping about the place. That's great,
the fuck on?
Not ideal for other forms of content. We then have
can't do anything.
So Raptor Strike has a chance to make your next Serpent Sting cost no focus and deal an additional 300% initial.
Early WoW is seriously horrible.
It's pretty cool in the same
oh look, it knocked me right into another enemy.
Or just any of those, like, you know, pistol shot style.
Oh, may as well go this way, I guess.
Cool, but you know, it's not really groundbreaking because unlike say a rogue, it doesn't contribute to your resource gameplay. But the one that is cool is Alpha Predator. Kill Command has 2 charges and deals 30% increased damage. This, for me, is great because it's got
everything these guys do just makes the gameplay more boring.
A little bit more in terms of your resource management and pooling gameplay with Alpha Predator, and it can interact quite nicely with the cooldown reset mechanic that this has. Now, let's move on to the 30 tier, where things continue to be kind of interesting. So, Guerrilla Tactics. Your Wildfire Bomb has 2 charges, and the initial explosion does 100% increased damage. This is great because of one of my favorite talents in the game, I'd say overall, which is Wildfire Infusion, which we'll cover in a bit. So it's got one awesome synergy there. It also is enjoyable for me for similar reasons to why I like Alpha Predator, in that because you have 2...
Oh my god!
It now has a bit of a
now I'm slowed. Jesus, I can't do anything. Just want to group the enemies up. The thing that tanks do all the time. The only thing tanks actually do.
Cluster bombs that will fire out of it. Now, those cluster bombs are from my Azurite gear. So that's just an example of what Azurite gear
Jesus.
doing. But this is
My
very
God.
low-end starter Azurite gear, so it's not really too impactful. We then have Hydra's Bite. Serpent Sting fires 2 arrows at additional enemies near your target, and its dodge
Jeez.
by 10%. So that's, probably fine. Good if you're going for Viper's Venom, I would imagine. But for me, not mega exciting. And just to show you, like, there's the visual.
I can't fight this boss over here when he's energized like that, so I've got to run back.
Butchery, which is, again, just pretty great. So the damage per focus is actually comparable to Raptor Strike, assuming you're not using Tip of the Spear, which we'll cover in a minute. And
great.
because it's working in charges, once again, like with Alpha Predator and Guerrilla Tactics, you're going to be managing these charges as a resource throughout the fight. You're going to be trying to ensure that maybe if you know some ads are going to spawn and you'll be able to use Coordinated Assault, that you pop that, and this is when you get all your butcheries off. So it plays into the actual fight quite well. Then let's just quickly cover the next.
Oh no.
Laser. Your movement speed is increased by 30% anytime
So I can't pull him now because he's energized. We're just going to go to the other enemies, but I can't pull him again.
The old aspect of the cheater or something like that. This just feels
God.
like a talent to me. There's natural mending. Every 20 focus you spend reduces the remaining cooldown of exhilaration. That's yeah, I mean that's pretty cool, I guess. Not major though. I suppose it does mean.
Yeah, see how these guys are being shocked and starting to grow. Makes them do a lot more damage. 30%. Oh, I can pull him now. Great.
PvP guys will get a lot more out of this. But let's just move on to tier 4 because it gets kind of cool. So we've got Bloodseeker. Now, Bloodseeker feels the most interactive, especially if you've went for, say, Alpha Predator. So Bloodseeker
It's even called
causes the target to
Hammer
bleed
Blow.
over time, and you and your pet gain attack speed for every bleeding.
I have to make sure that this guy is not hitting anyone else. I would like it so that this guy, like,
and then attack this guy. Now I've got 2 bleeds on, and you can see my attack speed
it's
is
grouped up.
by 20%, which is pretty great. So that's Bloodseeker.
Yeah, at least now I'm not.
Great. So 30-second cooldown. The core of this is
I'm actually doing my job and grouping the enemies up. Beforehand, I was just not. I couldn't do anything about it.
That's what Steel Trap is. And then there's Murder of Crows. 30 focus does really high damage over 15 seconds. If the target dies while they're under attack, your Murder of Crows cooldown is reset. Honestly,
I like this guy's hat.
I never really have been. A little bit boring.
Can't really see it from here. Yeah,
cooldown of your aspect of the eagle, and turtle
it's slowed.
by 20%. So I guess that's nice to have. There's post haste.
Could just be using Blessing of Freedom, I guess.
Your movement speed by 50% for 4 seconds. Pretty sure this is going to be the one you're going to be going with most of the time. And then there's Binding Shot, which is now
he's
instead of a stun.
Not this shit again.
Game-wide changes. So
Stand here so he disengages into the wall.
Speaking, it shouldn't be much of a massive
Yep.
change. Now, let's move on to where things get interesting again. We have Tip of the Spear, and this is essentially another simple little resource mechanic. So what I'm going to do here is just going to burn off all of my focus, as you can see. By the way, I'm just mousing over so you can see the tooltip. I'm not a clicker. Yeah, so whenever I do kill command, you can see, oh, boom, there's Tip of the Spear. I've just done 2 kill commands. So now my next Raptor Strike will do 30% increased damage. So when you've got that,
Should be good to pull once he gets to that corner.
as much out of your Raptor Strikes and the efficiency of the focus that you're spending.
There we go.
Using this mechanic, so that's pretty cool. Now, if you still want that Legion hotness, you can replace your Raptor Strike with Mongoose Bite. It's a little bit modified to fit into the system of the BFA Survival Hunter, but Brutal Slash deals 906 physical damage, gives you a stack of Mongoose Fury, and you pretty much...
The game has gotten so much better since they got rid of all this junk.
Seconds, and it stacks up to 5 times, and then successive attacks do not increase the duration. So, as an example, if I'm using this, I'm probably going to be thinking about my other resource pulling mechanics, right? So,
even this is way better than like original WoW mechanics or Burning Crusade mechanics.
It's a little bit tricky because I don't want to cap my focus too much here. But
Yeah, if you pull this guy when he's energized, then that's just a wipe.
Ends up doing pretty well. So that's a nice little aspect of how Mongoose Bite plays in BFA system.
In most
Then we've got
cases.
Flanking Strike, which is one of those things where it's a really cool ability on its own, but
I've been doing pretty well.
yeah, let's just get into it. So 15-yard range, which is
That's still
cool.
not bad.
So, as an example, boom, right? Both me and my pet jump towards the target. It's pretty awesome. So yeah, you and your pet leap towards the target, you do a total of 2,500 physical damage, and it generates 30 focus for both you and your pet, so you both get to do some damage. That is really cool as an ability.
The enemies keep on respawning here, so I just gotta run out as quickly as possible.
Great as a closer because you probably already have your harpoon, or maybe just doing it the old-fashioned way with your disengage. So to me, it's like a one-off ability that doesn't really operate great in the broader context of things, where I feel that both Tip of the Spear and Mongoose Bite are a bit more interesting. Okay, so Bird of Prey, Raptor Striking, your pet's
All these guys explode when they die, which is a bit of a problem.
By 1 second. Of course, coordinated assault.
Got no armor right now.
Seconds by default. So a good player who is
I'm still not taking much damage, so I'm okay.
Not capping focus and really getting many raptor strikes off within that window, they will get quite a good bit more out of their coordinated assault. So that's pretty cool. But here's the big one, just one of the coolest talents. Wildfire Infusion. You lace your wildfire bombs with extra reagents, and it basically randomly gives you effect every time you throw it. That seems annoying, but the way that it works is actually, if you look at the tooltip here, right now it's a shrapnel bomb. And whenever I use that shrapnel bomb, it's now a volatile bomb. And if you actually look at their icons, they are different. So that shouldn't be too bad to track. Let's cover how these bombs work. So, shrapnel bomb. Shrapnel pierces the target, which causes your raptor strike
and these guys are gonna pull as well. Get him under control right now. I can blow a cooldown, I guess. Max.
So, let's see. Right now, I've got a shrapnel bomb, so I'll just show you what that's like.
All I can do is hug up against the wall.
I'm just going to do 3 raptor strikes, and that's given them this internal bleeding, which is from the shrapnel bomb. Now my next one is a pheromone bomb, so once I use that, you can see I have a 100% proc rate for my kill command, so you can just, overcap focus and you'll pretty much always be left, after the duration of that with full charges of kill command. It's giving me a shrapnel bomb.
These guys are still going to knock me back, aren't they?
Bomb. So the volatile bomb just does extra damage for targets who are affected by Serpent Sting. So if I use that, you can see a little bit more damage and also refreshes Serpent Sting. What's nice about this is that yes, there's randomness involved, but it's kind of predictable randomness in that you know what's going to happen in advance, and that means you're always dynamically replanning what you're doing with your other abilities. So it's nice in that it takes a set of abilities and makes them all more interesting. It's got a great synergy with so many other things, like potentially your butchery or your guerrilla tactics, and just giving you the charges of the wildfire bomb, and then your alpha predator. It just, I think it's a really, really cool talent. It just does a lot of gameplay in one talent, essentially. And then there's chakrams. So you throw a pair of chakrams at the target, you slice all enemies with them, and they'll then travel back to you. So if I do that, does a bunch of damage, then returns back to me, and does more damage to its primary target.
That was probably the easiest we've had in this dungeon right there.
Testing, this character is a Void Elf. It's kind of cool, right? Like, I can, throw my little rift thingy, I can then teleport to it and harpoon straight in, which in a PvP situation, if I have terms of engagement, that's some mighty fine shenanigans.
There we go.
Let's talk about some thoughts. So I think this feels a bit slow and simple if you don't have Alpha Predator. And
so if you're uncareful here, you can easily get overwhelmed by these guys. I've seen that a couple of times. People just think that they're the best, and they run right through, and everyone dies. Oh yeah, these guys fear too. Another annoying, lots of control thing. Are you attacking me or not? Who are you attacking?
If you're using the Alpha Predator talent, and when you look at the rest of Tier 1, the Tier 1 talents don't fit into the rotation that well. They're kind of fine one-offs, but to me they're
gotta go into like the middle? Yeah, the middle.
But I suppose they probably are there to be just a more, chilled out option to roll with. Now really the reason why I like Alpha Predator and the 2 charges of a kill command is it basically just gives you a little bit more resource gameplay. So as an example, there's also just some more leeway. Like if I wanted to say be spreading some wildfire bombs and maybe spreading my regular dots in an AoE situation, well,
are they attacking me?
Use both of my kill commands because it's a charge system.
It's like no one's attacking me.
It just gives me a bit more leeway, and then also because it's charges.
Yeah, this thing right here. Because of this, even if you do everything right, you can still run over to the next spawn and pull a whole bunch of more guys, and
overall,
that sucks.
Guerrilla tactics and wildfire infusion is my preference outside of that, kill command gameplay from Alpha Predator. Now, of course, the kill command stuff does combo quite nicely with the wildfire grenades, which is pretty fun. And then, as I mentioned, butchery and chakrams, they are really fun in specific situations where it is acceptable to be rolling with a build that is less fun in a single target scenario, but is more fun in the context of dealing with trash packs and boss like ad spawn timings and that kind of thing. So that's pretty much it for this quick overview of what's going on with Survival Hunter. I really enjoy it, actually. I was a little bit skeptical, so I knew that I liked the fantasy of
This dungeon isn't as fun as I thought it was.
Melee hybrid, but I wasn't
At least the
sure about
fantasy's pretty
those
cool.
mechanics. Well, I know this much. There are talent builds in here that I have loved playing on the alpha. Of course, there's always the worry that, there's a talent build that you really enjoy playing. What if it's trash and you have to play one that you don't really enjoy playing? That's always a bit of a concern, but the talent builds that I enjoy playing seem to be the ones that are designed for raid and dungeon players and not really for world content, so I'm pretty much okay with them. And that pretty much is it for my thoughts on the Survival Hunter. Overall, it's getting a good old thumbs up, which is definitely nice to see. So thank you very much for watching this video, and I will see you next time.
See if it was more like pure light stuff, like not a light hammer or light shield, just light. Like, I love Consecration, but there aren't too many like just light stuff in this game. I kind of gotta take it where I can get it.
Welcome to the Late Show. I'm your host, Stephen Colbert. Folks,
Alright, this thing.
in the air tonight is because right now, as we tape this show, President Trump is in New York City having dinner with supporters. Well, it's New York, so supporter. Bon appetit, Sean Hannity. Mwah. Of course, we all know the big story today. Last 2 days, Trump is calling the
Guess he didn't know to run away from the electricity.
find out if the Trump campaign was colluding with the Russian government, a nest of spies. And the reviews are in on his new thriller. New York Magazine raves, Trump's FBI spy theory is completely insane. CNN says Donald Trump turned a rumor into a full-blown government conspiracy in just 5 days. And the New Jersey Star-Ledger adds, Trump stands in middle of Fifth Avenue, shoots American justice. Wow.
That's messed up.
Thank God she was blindfolded. But today, Trump gave his conspiracy a nickname.
A lot of bad things have happened. We now call it Spygate. You're calling it Spygate.
No, we're not. A criminal investigation is not spying. It should be Investigate-gate. And B, Spygate has already been used twice. Once to describe
Why are you an invalid target?
Valerie Plame as a CIA officer, and for the New England Patriots, videotaping of New York Jets coaches' signals. Well, as long as we're just stealing other scandals' names, from now on, Watergate is the fact that Trump can't drink one-handed. Of course, Trump also tweeted about his made-up spy thing. Look how things have turned around on the criminal deep state. They go after phony collusion with Russia, a made-up scam, and end up getting caught in a major spy scandal, the likes of which this country
You're gonna say no.
have seen before. What goes around comes around. Donald Trump, you for one should not be talking about what goes around comes around. You are living proof that karma does not exist. I'm sorry. I am namaste. I am sorry.
he's
Folks,
dead.
sorry to break it to you Nintendo's.
You.
It's a lawless universe devoid of hope. The stars blindly run. The leash is off. Let's all go baby slapping. Late last night, Trump blew the lid off the deep state's plan, tweeting, "If the person placed very early into my campaign wasn't a spy put there by the previous administration for political purposes, how come such a seemingly massive amount of money was paid for services rendered many times higher than normal, follow the money, the spy was there early in the campaign and yet never reported collusion with Russia because there was no collusion. He was only there to spy for political reasons and to help crooked Hillary win." Yes, follow Trump down the rabbit hole here, okay? They embedded a spy early on and paid him massive sums of money to sabotage the Trump campaign with false claims of Russian collusion in the press to help Hillary Clinton win. And then, and here's the insidious part, they didn't tell the press. And Hillary Clinton lost. So when Trump revealed this plot, he would seem like a desperate criminal spinning conspiracy theories to stop the walls from closing in. Nice try, Deep State. Nice try.
This goes a lot slower without that third DPS.
But Trump is confident it will all be resolved tomorrow when Republican Congressman Trey Gowdy and Republican Congressman Devin Nunes go to the FBI to look at the evidence that launched the investigation.
They're going to all be in the room tomorrow. We're going to see what happens. What I want is I want total transparency. Wait, you have to have transparency. Even they probably want transparency because this issue supersedes the party. This supersedes Republicans and Democrats. So what I want
What is that?
Rod from
Oh, is that the subtlety?
Yes, we want total transparency.
The mage tower appearance.
I tell you what,
Pretty cool.
Look, no, wait, this is important, wait. You know those one-way mirrors on cop shows where the cops can see the criminal, but the criminal can't see the cops? We want the opposite of that. And listen, believe me, this is above party, but I'm only letting Republicans in, okay? That may not be transparent, but those guys are so white, they're at least translucent. Okay? Look.
Alright, he's back. Hopefully.
I give him this. We are getting transparency because it is easy to see through that bull. Now, I can say that, right? I can't say that?
Hopefully we start killing these guys pretty quickly. Otherwise, those guys back there are going to get us. Yeah, I think we have twice as much time and everyone's at half health. So this shouldn't be too bad. Now we can just skip them. Skip them. Skip them. Skip them. I'm sure that was a commercial back in the 90s or whenever. I remember this in Wrath. Enemies never quite stood where you wanted them to. So, look at this, he's slowly getting behind me. Which I guess now isn't a problem. It used to be that you can only block enemies that were in front of you. And they would just like try to get behind you. So you would always do the shuffle with them, and that was never fun.
50 fucking seconds of celestially themed logos.
Everyone was warned, but no one listened.
So we will keep making weather disaster films until you listen, Concord. Also narration, and also blatant exposition. Okay, movie, are you just gonna write this shit for us? What, will there later be some asshole graduating from Prometheus School running away from things while eating an apple and not getting a lap dance?
A rise in temperature, ocean patterns changed, and ice caps melted.
Leading to what I can only assume is an inconvenient geostorm.
Floods and droughts.
Sounds like we just need to take the floods where there are droughts, and droughts where there are floods. Then they'll cancel each other out. You're welcome, planet Earth.
The East River swallowed lower Manhattan.
But we could only provide this found footage style reenactment because Dean Devlin's got to spend the majority of his geostorm budget on the geostorm and Gerard Butler's half-beard oil.
A heat wave killed 2 million people in Madrid in just one day.
Wait, did 2 million people not know how fucking hot it was outside? Or did this heat wave arrive
All
suddenly
right.
out of nowhere, like a shark attack?
The world came together as one.
Man, I had no idea that Geostorm was part of the Bill and Ted's Expanded Universe.
Oh, drums, cool.
God gave rock and roll to you, broadcast to the universe. I always get the timelines confused.
They gave the satellite net a technical name, but we all came to call it Dutch Boy, after the story of the child who plugged a dam with his finger.
Someone pitched Sean Connery's character Sir August de Winter from the 1998 Avengers movie, but it was discovered in 2019 that that movie was even more obscure than the Hans Brinker novels, so Dutch Boy won. Also, this is apparently a sophisticated
That one sucked.
blah blah blah, and controls the weather with a dun-dun-dun series of thingamabobs. So how is that equivalent to sticking your finger in a dike?
And it was built by a team led by one man.
And that man's name was Geostorm.
Tornado. Zap. Blizzard. Zap.
You know what would have made a way more awesome movie? This guy creating Dutch Boy and showing us his invention zapping tornadoes and blizzards. But sure, let's make this about when Dutch boys go wrong.
May the record reflect that he was nearly 1 hour late.
And why does it matter? Nobody knows. No one will ever speak of it again.
Then there was the incident where you punched a federal inspector in the face.
I hate how this movie begins for a variety of reasons, and hearing about what a dick Jake is before we even get to the amazing part of his invention is one. And despite the fact that I believe our government is useless, I find it hard to believe they'd be such hard-asses to the guy who saved the world.
There were a series of storms.
Oh, am I going as healer this time? That'll be cool.
North Atlantic that would have killed tens of thousands of people.
That sounds low, considering that heat waves were killing 2 million people in Madrid alone.
But hey, what are you good at, little brother, huh?
Jake helpfully verbally identifies Max as his little brother within the first minute of dialogue, because this is a stupid action movie that doesn't have time for Subtlety is for art house movies like Avengers Infinity War.
I told you. This had to go well, and it didn't.
Is that all I
Am I
told
not
you?
going as
Because how to talk to
healer?
senators and don't
Am I going as
insult
DPS?
It's been a good conversation to have. If they can control the weather so expertly, why are there even wide swaths of desert anymore? Are there still water shortages in Africa? Are there no storms at all? Is movie interested in explaining any of this? We find out later that this was some
Better
sort of
shift
malfunction
over
that
to
caused
healer so I can at least regenerate my mana before we start.
People in Madrid. I've got to wonder how this happened so quickly that people are frozen instantly. There's not even anyone running or looking up to the sky because it happened that fast. And what about the surrounding heat? How does the satellite block the sun from hitting this spot?
Fan out.
Yeah, no need to check on these guys to see if there's any sign of life, even though this is clearly a freak anomaly.
UN recon team found it, Mr. President.
I'm convinced that at this stage in his career, Andy Garcia is only agreeing to roles that feature less than 5 total minutes of screen time.
But with this many people in the loop, I'm not sure how long it's going to keep.
Ah, sudden Christoph. Also, seriously, these two acting legends finally share a movie and it's fucking Geostorm.
I will not be the president that hands over damaged goods.
Andy Garcia is the president that we deserve, but he's not the one we need right now.
17 countries had teams working on Dutch Boy. They all reported to him. Nobody knows what's under the hood better than him.
Manipul exposition. No one will be seated during the International Space Station replaces the Afghanistan satellite scene. What's this bullshit? If Starship Troopers taught me anything, it was that in the future there would be unisex locker rooms. I feel so deceived.
Hannah, I thought I told you not to talk to strangers.
Even at 13, Hannah can clearly understand how fucking hokey this dialogue is. Government authority figure has to track down the one person who can do the job, but he's living in a shack in Florida and working on a vintage car cliche.
Dutch Boy was all you ever gave it to.
The challenge of calling your movie tech Dutch Boy is that it requires actors to repeatedly say Dutch Boy.
You don't care. Well, then what are you doing living out here?
Damn, that's a convenient ass rocket launch. Hang on, not only is this 2022, but this workstation is in what has to be one of the most technologically advanced buildings in the world. And
Why are these queues taking so long?
You don't really do much parenting.
Oh boy, a bad father. Looks like you got some Emmerich in my Devlin.
Oh shit.
It's very possible the bad father thing was always Devlin, but I just want to blame Roland Emmerich for everything.
Better start selling some stuff while I wait, I guess.
This movie's discount Interstellar. It's the same problem. Earth has a shitty environment, and a really smart little girl's dad has to go into space to make it all better. I hope we get to see crying Gerard Butler later. In the not-so-distant future, next Sunday AD, the U.S. has enough money for 30 launching pads with their own dedicated rocket. At what point does any country need this many
sell
rockets on
things to
call,
him.
even if they have a complex
Oh,
weather
there it
control
is.
gadget in space?
Have a safe trip, sir.
And holy Jake's the only asshole flying the ship? Couldn't they have scheduled this?
Come on.
Was flying to space a minute ago? Or is this just a luxury you can afford?
No, I wanted to go as healer.
Oh yeah, this reminds me. Is Jake's body even ready?
Fine.
Willing and bad parenting. Okay, up until now, the effects have been surprisingly passable. But this shot looks like it belongs on a Saturday morning cartoon show on the CW.
Look at you, girl. Living and breathing.
Sure, it sounds all cool coming out of Gerard Butler's mouth, but I get slapped with a restraining order when I say this to my college girlfriend while I thought she was sleeping.
So, maybe I need to speak to your chief scientist about the fine art of giving a shit.
I'm the chief scientist. I've been promoted a year ago.
Here's bad movie logic for you. Jake is approached by his brother Max to go back to the place he was fired from. Before we know it, he's on a ship by himself flying to that place. And now he's talking to the chief scientist, but was never briefed on what's changed or who's in charge.
The healer's
Of course, an American.
Actually, my brother and I were born in the UK.
This line was definitely inserted to explain Gerard Butler's dialect in this movie after it was screened. Okay, maybe not definitely, but you would totally believe that, wouldn't you?
You are?
This is Mr. Jake Lawson.
And he might be one of the most famous men in the world after he saved it, so it's really strange that people like you who work on Dutch Boy don't know who he is. Max jumps into bed unshaven with rumpled hair and a wrinkled t-shirt, while Sarah is posing perfectly on the bed with her nightgown cleavage just so, and not a hair out of place. But they both equally want to right now.
You can create something far worse than the very thing we're trying to prevent. What we call a geostorm.
Wait, what was that?
A geostorm.
Aha! Roll those credits! Also, how the would Max have never heard about this possibility? He runs the goddamn department that handles the
POTUS called a last-minute press briefing.
Why, you can't stay.
Despite getting the warning from Cheng, seeing the destruction on TV, and being informed of an emergency meeting called by the president, Max is still in full-on flirtation mode, proving once again that the power of boners is greater than the power of geostorms.
That's my fave, actually. I call it a rock and roller.
I prefer to call it Nim's Island, or The Ugly Truth, since we're obviously just calling things by Gerard Butler movie titles now.
It looks like bad server relay or trunk failure.
Man, for a movie about a catastrophic weather event, there is a lot of computer porn.
Tell no one.
Yeah, especially since I'm brazenly waving my little secret access thingy and having this discussion in a completely open environment. Oh, you with this hologram screen. How is this better? Hey guys, I want a machine that controls the weather around the world. And also, I want a giant hallway-filling hologram screen so that I can talk to Earth while looking at a blurry, glitchy image.
Actually, you'll be reporting to Max here. Good luck. Have at it.
So, what was the purpose of this urgent call? Just to tell Jake that his brother's in charge? How does he not already know this? Just because he wanted it to be someone else?
Just 1 week after Mom and Dad died, you got arrested for fighting.
Expositional arguing.
But if you ever authorize anything without my approval, then we are on the next shuttle home.
And we'll all be dead because of Geostorm, but I will...
So these guys send out a disease that does quite a bit of damage to the guy it hits, plus even more damage to anyone close to him. Luckily, I can get rid of it. That's normally the healer's job to take care of it, but I can do it. Let me tell you, it sucks when no one in the party can deal with it. You can heal through it, but it does a ton of damage. And pretty much because of that, you don't want to pull this guy along with anyone else. You can deal with like I don't know what I was trying to say after that, but like, yeah, because of that one thing that can end up doing a ton of damage, so you really want to be careful with them. So I can deal like with all the four of these guys just fine. They're all punching me in the shield. It's cool. Actually, as long as I clear that plague, then it's not really that much of a problem. Oh yeah, there's like an encounter here where this priestess is talking to the main villain of the expansion and suddenly gains power, and you've gotta like kill her, but this takes forever. So I usually just pull this enemy over to here to save some time. Yay. I wish that that would be a bit faster with that, so I can get better use out of these wings. Yeah, I've only got like 5 seconds left to it, not really all that much. That's fine. Oops. That's fine. She does this thing where she teleports one party member onto the shrine while Blade slowly drops to impale them, and you have to destroy the bind by killing some ghosts that she summons to bind people. Funny thing is, the sword keeps on dropping. Even if you unbind the person and they just stand there, they still get hit. So hopefully I don't get the rest of these guys. Yeah, I'm just gonna stand on this ledge and they're gonna be like, "Whoop-a-doop, look at this awesome corner. This corner is great. I love this corner." And that should be enough to pull these guys. Going as a healer would have been a nice change of pace. That's kind of the annoying thing. I like a paladin because I'm versatile and can do anything that's needed, but everyone always needs the same thing, so may as well just be a tank. I was hoping someone would start the boss fight while I was doing that fight. I can't start it because I'm busy with it. Oh my god, I haven't seen this before. Bounty flail. Yeah, you've pretty much got to stand here for a couple of seconds to activate that thing. So if someone does that while I'm fighting the enemies, especially when they're about to die, that's pretty much ideal. And these guys, as far as I know, don't really do anything. My health's not even been moving. Oh, great, he fears. I have 3 less seconds to prepare for the next boss. I didn't seem to need it anyway. Like, look, this is what a Worgen is supposed to look like. They remade them for Cataclysm and made them so much worse. These guys look kind of awesome. They're still a bit silly, but way less silly than the current Worgen. Their arms and legs are proportional, kind of what you'd expect to see from a werewolf. The ones we got have like arms dragging against the ground, caveman stupid looking things. Yeah, these bosses really not nearly as good as the Legion ones. If you notice, this guy is not even doing anything. The whole mechanic of this boss fight is that there's 5 different enemies to fight. That keeps it from being incredibly boring, but it's still not really fun. Oh, if it wasn't clear, I'm doing time walking, which means that you go back to a dungeon made in a previous expansion. And I like them because they have a variety to them. Like you're doing things that you normally wouldn't be doing. That's kind of cool. On the other hand, stuff's kind of obsolete. No, I didn't want to get that. I wanted to get that. It moved. It's 4,000 a lot. It's a bit. This fight's exciting at the start. You fight a whole bunch of weak guys and you have to get through them in order to get to the boss. But, these guys are just kind of, like, they're trash, basically. They just do normal attacks. Got Death Knight in the group? Last time I did this, I had some troubles. Can't remember exactly what it was. Is he hitting me through the wall? shit. Great. Oh, I tried. All I can really do is throw out my heal, and if they still stand in it, then they still stand in it. Those whirlwinds are kind of dumb, though. So yeah, I think we have a shaman healer. And the shaman healer can't deal with plagues. Ooh, and she is also about to die. But I can. So even though I'm a tank and tanks don't really deal with status effects like that, I can just throw out a cleanse on anyone who has plagues. And we are good with that. She got a raise. So yeah, if you do 5 of these a week, then you get something special from it. It's really not going to give me anything good. There's no reason for me to do it. I just like doing it. Even though I've been complaining all day, yeah. For instance, this fear, I run into a corner for no reason whatsoever. Somehow, level 80 enemies can make me so scared that I can't control my emotions. I actively run right into a wall. I hate fears. Fears make sense when they're like this giant world-ending dragon. Like, okay, fine, I'll take that. But an enemy that you've killed hundreds of already? Why am I afraid of that? I learned last time I was here that I've got to kill the berserkers first. Otherwise you run right into another group and suddenly you're fighting 10 enemies at once. Yeah, see that right there? That's not cool. There's nothing you can do about it. Like if it was a punishment for failing something, I'd be okay with that. That's not what's happening. It's just something they do. Crap, I'm being hit hard. What is that? Organizing these mobs is such a pain. So the reason why I did that is because if we're out here, then we might run into these guys. Which will make us run into these guys. Which will make us run into these guys. So does this work? Hey, it worked. Cool. And these guys fear. You know, there's... Yep, see that? See that? Oh, and I can't do anything about it because I'm feared too. Fuck, that's my healer too. Whatever, I'm gonna do this. I don't want 7 people beating on me at once. Kind of like this. I kind of like this Death Knight. There's a Berserker here, too, which again can run us straight into the boss, which is not really that big of a deal. But I'd rather not, you know? There they go. There, now we can get to the boss. Who also has an ability that stuns you in place for 7 seconds at a time. It's something I definitely noticed early in WoW's history, that they didn't have anything to make the game fun, so they tried, and stuff made the game even less fun. Like, there's no fun to be had here. I'm just in place for 7 seconds. Now I can fight again. He does gain a new ability, I think. They're really subtle in these earlier dungeons. I think you had to, like... Oh, nice timing. Anyway. Here's the boss fight. You just hit him for a bit, then you get stuck for a bit. Yeah, each thing that he prays at gives him a new ability. And if you damage him too much, then the ability gets destroyed, so he goes to get another one. Honestly, the ability that he should be using is just stunning us in place the entire time. Here's the last time you can do it, so let's get it done. Actually, kind of an interesting thing is that, you see all these guys in the areas in Legion, and this boss himself is a boss in Legion. Alright, I'm getting the fuck out of here and I'm stopping the stream, I think. That's way too long to be playing. Way too long to be stun locked.